It's the time of year, ladies and gentlemen. We are looking at the championship weekend at the NFL. It's your boy Jay Santy here to bring to you my thoughts of what is occurring and what's going on and what I think is going to happen this upcoming weekend. Step by step, day by day, we are getting closer and closer to the biggest game of the season. Many people watch all across the world, and we're only watching for one thing and one thing only, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the Bad Bunny halftime show. Don't care what any of you say, as polarizing as he can be, you're going to love it, you're going to hate it, but you're going to watch. I don't care what any of you guys tell me, you're going to watch the Bad Bunny halftime show. And then there's going to be a game going on as well during that. But before we get there, we have to discuss the AFC and the NFC championship games coming up. Big games on deck. Of course, before we talk about that, we do have to go into what occurred the past week. We had two AFC games that were and then it was, oh no. You decide which one it is that you want to decipher what'll be what. Let's start with the Houston Texans versus the New England Patriots. Wow. The week before, I was talking about how I'm looking forward to seeing the young guns of the new NFL out there. We have CJ Stroud for the Tennessee Titans going head to head against Drake May and the New England Patriots. And man, oh man. For those and I had so much hope for him as well, man. But CJ just was not in the game at all, man. Too many turnovers. It just was not in the cards. It was not in the cards at all. When you get to this level, you got to start thinking about what is going to be your strengths and what is going to be your weaknesses, and you can't sit there and believe that your defense is going to bail you out at all times. And it just seemed like this is what was going on here in this mindset. CJ, probably his worst showing that he's ever had so far while being in the league. Like I said, 4 interceptions was just does not help. The running game just wasn't there as well. In total, they only had 49 yards rushing, and there was nothing on. There's nothing for this team to hang their hat on to say, hey, we could bounce back into this, because Drake May had his game going on. Listen, although he was sacked 5 times, Houston was, like I mentioned, was trying to keep him into the games, but it was just, you can't do it and try to hold off as much. When you got an offense that just cannot achieve first downs or get past the 50-yard line, you're not going to be able to just stay in the games for too long. Uh, when you have a running game that was non-existent as well, where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Like I said, it was a really, really bad showing. And on the flip side, Drake May found 3 targets for the end zone. He was able to get touchdowns on the board, big plays along the line, and they were able to hold it off, man. It happens like that, man. We didn't really expect the Texans to go into Foxborough and try to pull out the win here, but we thought we would at least get a better showing, and unfortunately, that was not the case. Next up in the air, on the flip side, for the Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos, this one was just. Listen, I'm a native New Yorker. I'm a New York City guy, and as they would say, the only true New York team is the Buffalo Bills. And in fairness, they're all right, because both the Giants and Jets play in Jersey. But I know a lot of people give him heartache, and they give him some flack for his game, but Josh Allen, you cannot take away from this kid's heart. This kid, it was discussed that he was playing with three nagging injuries, and it did not show show up unless you want to call crucial turnovers that he had during the game. Um, there was one big play early in the game where Denver, the Denver defense snatched up an interception. It was a great interception as well. Uh, but other than that, the kid played with total heart. James Cook ran with just fire, running 117 yards. Had a costly fumble, but still in all, the running game was there. Allen himself had 66 yards rushing as well. So you can't say that the kid wasn't out here to play. Um, it was just a tough look down the line, especially when it came towards the fourth quarter. Uh, it's You can't give up big plays this way. You can't give up on crucial field positioning as well. This is something that you just need to stick wholeheartedly with when it comes to looking at the clock, monitoring the clock to see what's going on. Although Buffalo was able to hit a field goal uh, at the end of the fourth quarter to get the team into overtime, you know, shout out to Bo Nix as well, man. Bo Nix had a fucking solid game, 26 of 46 for 279 yards, three touchdowns, one INT, and no sacks. So the offensive line held strong for him until yeah. Uh, Rushing wise, also he was on the floor. That Broncos rushing game was non-existent. In total, they only had 70 rushing yards, 41 with the backs doing it. But as for the receivers, Mims had 8 catches, which was fantastic. And you get their defense held strong when need be, and especially in a crucial time when, yeah. Okay, so my thoughts and opinions about the closing out of the game. The interception was bang bang, and as they would say, 50-50 goes to the offense, it goes to the receiver. At the same time, I don't see fully that he did either. He did, or the defender had the total control until the rollover happened, and then once the rollover occurred, the ball came out. Okay, I'll say that. As for the final drive of the game, pass interference. Come on, refs. Come on, refs. You gotta let these teams play, man. You can't just let them sit there and you can't bail them out and get them out of here on a pass interference play. Come on. To me, that was nonsense. Rubbish, as they would say in England. That was rubbish. I really believe that the officiating of this game was horrendous. I'm hoping that the NFL goes into reviews and start becoming more interested and doing more research and backing how officiating should be done. How do we? You should have gone to some kind of video uh, playback for it. They just rushed it along, and I think that that's just horseshit when it comes to a game as critical as this. You don't do that to not only the Buffalo Bills, but you know the Broncos. Although they're going to take it, of course, you're not just going to sit there and just and bail them out that way. And great game at Mile High. Um, you just don't do that to a team like that. Josh Allen, like I said, played his heart out, and unfortunately, he's out of the playoffs, and Bo Nix is out of the playoffs as well, succumbing to a broken ankle with the last minutes of the game in overtime. That is atrocious. But yeah, I'm gonna say that these AFC division games uh, fun to watch, interesting to see. You kind of had the sense of belief. By the way, just want to say, I went 4 for 4 last week. I don't know if that's a give me, but I went 4 for 4 last week, and I have I want to say that the now that you don't have the quintessential teams that you usually are there going into the championship games, I could say that I think NFL uh, fans or just casual fans will have a good time looking at what's upcoming. Speaking of upcoming, we had the NFC divisional games. I'll start off with the San Francisco 49ers versus the Seattle Seahawks. And I mean, you want to talk about steamrolling? This is exactly what we got. You got a steamrolling here. And honestly, there was nothing really San Francisco can do here. Brock Purdy did his damnedest to try to make plays, move things along, but you're dealing with a team that's Kittleless. Running game wasn't existent. Your quarterback was the highest, had the highest rushing yards. Um, Receiving wise, um, you're just seeing that they were trying everything possible. They were trying to spread the balls sporadically. George Kittle is not once again not was not in the game, and yeah, it just fell flat for the 49ers. As for the Seattle Seahawks, well, that was a different tale. Sam Darnold looked like a Sam Darnold that doesn't play for the Jets. I'll just say that. He went 12 for 17 with a touchdown, which is fine, but the running game was all over the place. Here, Walker went for 116 yards with 3 touchdowns. Talking about going ape shit. Um, this is going to be a dangerous team if they continue to run this way as well. It's going to be, and plus, we all knew that defense was going to be something special, but wow, honestly, like, and especially if you're going to be playing in Seattle like this, it's going to be a problem for teams in here. Um, you gotta you gotta believe that Seattle could be running their way to a Super Bowl if they keep playing this way, especially with the defenses the way that they are. Uh, so so yeah, when you have when you have a defense that's just swallowing up whatever offensive plays is out there, and you have a running game that's just going to continue to power through and make big plays, how are you going to stop Seattle? It's going to be crazy. That's going to be ridiculous. Uh, on the flip side, we have uh, the Rams versus the Bears. This was a fun game to watch. It was something to be said when it came to love and hate for a certain individual, and that person to me was Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams has become a bigger quarterback than uh, he has been deemed for a few years. I think a lot of people didn't have faith in his ability. They believed that he was immature and unable to get it together. But I really believe that he has now grown into possibly what could be a potential superstar in the league. He showed a lot of heart and grit uh, for this game. His numbers doesn't really show it as well when it came to turnovers as opposed to TDs, but that's just part of the growing pains when you're this young and you're in the NFL and you're playing in a big game like this. He 23 or 42 for 257 yards and had a humongous touchdown to get them into overtime and uh 20 yards deep from the scrimmage, and you were able to find net in the back of the end zone. I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you knew that he would be there, but it was a fantastic toss. The running game, like I said, well, fair and balanced there. You had, but you know, they did as much as they could, man. They tried. And unfortunately, that final lob for the interception. Just it's key. It's always weights and balance, man. And the old man of the group, Matt Stafford for the Rams, 20 and 42, no TDs, no interceptions, but was able to stave off a Bears defense that was going to try to come down on him. He had a key running team that is continuing to grind and run. Williams had 87 yards for 2 TDs, and of course, when you got a guy like Puka Nacua in the lineup, you're going to be able to stay in games. 5 receptions for 56 yards. Maybe not the best showing. This is probably the biggest biggest defensive game that we've seen on both sides. But nonetheless, when it gets down the line, when it gets down to getting close to the Super Bowl, we all know it finishes games. The defense has to hold up and continue forward. So, building up for the AFC Championship, my predictions, my thoughts on who will take it for the AFC Championships and who will be going into the Super Bowl. Both teams are coming in at 14-3 regular season. Shocking to some, not to most. And Bo Nix is going to be out of this game. It's going to look tough for them to be able. The upside is that they're playing in Denver. Downside is you're playing with a backup quarterback who is not, I don't believe, seen a playoff game. So this is going to be a tough ride. And so we're looking at a Denver defense that is solid going up against a formidable Patriots offense. I'm going to say playing in Denver, I would take the Patriots here 24-17. 24-17. In the NFC Championships, the Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. The Rams are going in to Seattle with the 12-5 regular season record, going against the Seattle 14-3. It's gonna be tough going in Seattle, man. That 12th man in the crowd is gonna be crazy. You're gonna be fighting the elements there, man. It's gonna be ridiculous. The running game is gonna be strong here. Not sure whether or not the Rams are gonna be able to hold them off on defense. Would love to see Stafford. When you got Puka, when you got Williams, when you got the backup running back Blake Corum, my guy, my nephew from Michigan. That's my little man's in them. In the red zone, if they could get into the red zone, he could be a problem back there. I think this game could be closer than expected, but Seattle's looking real tough here, man. And that defense could hold strong, and that running game still looks amazing. So I am going to take Seattle here. I'll take Seattle 27-17. 27-17 Seattle. 27-17. All right, guys, that's going to wrap us up here for Are We Talking Sports. Make sure you check us out on all the podcasting outlets, as well as check us out on all the YouTube videos, or the YouTuber videos that we have here for New York Wrestle Media. You make sure you like and subscribe and be a part of a vibe here. Much shows are going down the line. I said just to release episodes of Cutting a Promo as well as Wrestling Rundown this past week. We're going to be doing more topical shows here. Got much more down the line. And enjoy your weekend, guys. I am going to sit back and enjoy the ride this weekend. It's football, guys, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, check you guys in a sec. Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.